All right, let's pull back the curtain on the economy. Today, we're going to talk about the hidden rules of the game that all businesses have to play by. You know, the rules that decide everything from how much you pay for coffee to the ads that are constantly popping up on your social media feed.
So let me start by asking you a question. Have you ever stood in the grocery store just staring at like a dozen different brands of toothpaste? And then you go home, turn on the tap, and realize you have absolutely zero choice in who provides your water? It seems kind of weird, right? Well, it's not random. There's a really powerful economic logic behind this, and we're about to figure it out together.
Okay, so to solve that whole toothpaste versus tap water puzzle, we need to get on the same page about what a market actually is. Because, in economics, it's not just a physical store you walk into. It's a much, much bigger idea that kind of shapes our whole world.
At its very heart, a market is really just a system of competition. It's the entire arena. It could be your local farmer's market, or it could be the global stock exchange, where people who want to buy something and people who want to sell something all come together to compete. And that one word, competition, that's the key to understanding everything else.
You know, the easiest way to think about all these different markets is to picture a spectrum. On one far end, you've got pure, no-holds-barred competition, and on the other extreme end, you have zero competition at all. And, as we're about to see, most of the businesses you interact with every day are living somewhere in the middle of that spectrum.
So let's start by looking at the two absolute polar opposites on our spectrum. If we can really understand these extremes, this perfect world on one side and the single, all-powerful ruler on the other, it'll be way easier to understand the messy reality that's in between.
So on one side, we have perfect competition. Picture a huge, bustling marketplace with tons and tons of businesses all competing. And on the other side, we have a monopoly. Think of it like a fortress, where just one single seller is the king of the castle. It's the ultimate showdown, right? Maximum competition versus literally no competition.
Okay, let's take a closer look at perfect competition. Now, it's really important to get this. This is mostly a theoretical idea. It's like a benchmark that economists use. In this, perfect world, there are so many buyers and so many sellers that not a single one has any real power. The products are all identical, like individual grains of wheat. It's super easy for new companies to jump in, and everybody knows everything about all the prices.
What's so cool about this system is that it's self-correcting. So imagine one farmer starts making a ton of money, what economists call abnormal profits. What happens next? Well, other people see that and they go, hey, I want a piece of that action, and they start their own farms. All these new farms flood the market with more supply, which pushes prices down for everyone until the profits go back to just a normal level. In a world of perfect competition, nobody gets to be king for very long.
Now, this graph looks super simple, but it tells a really powerful story. For any single company in this kind of market, the demand for their product is a perfectly flat horizontal line. This means they are what we call price takers. They have zero power to set their own prices, they just have to take whatever the market rate is. And why is that? Well, if one farmer tries to charge just 1 penny more for their wheat, every single customer will instantly go to one of the thousands of other identical farms. They have absolutely no pricing power.
Okay, now let's leap all the way to the other end of the spectrum, the monopoly. Here, it's one seller, one ruler, that's it. They have total control of our product that has no close substitutes. And, this is the big one, there are huge barriers like a patent on a new medicine or an exclusive government contract that act like a giant moat, making it basically impossible for any competitors to even get in the game. And, as you can see, the graph for a monopolist tells a totally different story. See how the demand curve slopes downward? That is everything. It means the monopolist is a price maker. Unlike that farmer, they have control. If they want to sell more of their product, they have to lower the price. But if they want to charge a higher price, they can just produce less. They are absolutely in the driver's seat of this market.
So, an easy way to remember this is think of thousands of individual wheat farmers. They're all price takers. None of them can change the global price of wheat. But your local electricity provider, oh yeah, they're a price maker. As the only game in town, they have a ton of control over what you have to pay. That's the core difference right there.
Okay, so we've seen the extremes, the black and the white. But let's be honest, the real world is almost never that simple. Most of the businesses you and I deal with every single day, they live in this fascinating gray area right in the middle. This is the middle ground. So first up, we've got monopolistic competition. I know the name sounds like it's contradicting itself, but it perfectly describes the market you probably see the most.
Just like perfect competition, it has a lot of sellers. But, and this is the game-changing twist, their products are all a little bit different. This is the world of brand battles.
And boom, this brings us right back to the toothpaste aisle. Think about it. Colgate, Crest, Sensodyne, they all clean your teeth, but they compete like crazy by making their products just a little different. One whitens, one is for sensitive teeth, another has mint stripes. This whole battle to win your loyalty by being slightly different, that's called product differentiation.
And then we have oligopoly. This is the game of the few. It's a market that's dominated by just a handful of massive players. Think of it like a high-stakes chess match. We're talking about airlines, cell phone providers, or the classic rivalry between Coke and Pepsi. In this game, all the companies are super interdependent. Every single move one company makes, like a price cut or a new ad, forces the other players to react. You can bet that if Ford offers a new discount, GM and Toyota are already in a meeting planning their countermove.
All right, we've taken a tour of the entire market spectrum. But so what? Why does any of this actually matter to you? Well, it's pretty simple. The type of market a business is in directly hits your wallet, it determines the choices you have, and it shapes the whole economy around us.
This table really does a great job of tying it all together. Just take a look. Over on the far left, you've got perfect competition. Tons of sellers, identical products, and what's their price control? Zero. They're price takers. Now look all the way to the right at monopoly. One seller, a unique product, and major price control. And then you have the middle ground, like monopolistic competition, with lots of sellers but different products, which gives them some control over their price. This range of price control, from none to a lot, that's really the most important thing to remember. So let's bring this all home. For you, the consumer, this really all comes down to three things. First, price. Generally, prices are going to be lowest where competition is the highest. Second, choice. You get the most variety and options in monopolistic competition. That's why we have endless types of soap and breakfast cereal. And third, advertising. Think about it. Have you ever seen an ad for one specific wheat farm? Of course not. That's because advertising is the main weapon for brands fighting it out in monopolistic competition and oligopolies.
And so, here we are, back where we started. But now, you know the hidden rules of the game. So the next time you're out shopping, or paying a utility bill, or watching an ad, you can ask yourself, what kind of market am I actually in right now? I promise, once you start looking for it, you'll start seeing these structures absolutely everywhere.